daylight open up for him there. And the defender on the tackle there, number 23, really did, that's D'Angelo, really did force him over the yard marker there.
So Justin Blows with 4 yards, picks up a Harborcreek first down. Huskies at their own 36. Sturkey now wide to the right side. Give it straight up the middle to Vogel. He gets out to about the 38-yard line. Cadden on the bottom of the pile for the Braves. We'll give him a pickup of 3, makes it 2nd and 7.
As you watch Gianelli here, you really see he's got a skip in his step. You know, he's running this offense at this point. They're in no way, shape, or form out of this game at this point.
Jackson now in as a wideout, and he split out left side. Sturkey split right, backs in the eye, pitch back to Blows, cuts it up over the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Oh, and that's a generous spot, too, because his knee hit at the 43.
Yeah.
They'll give him the 44. Tackle on the play, Dave Jasinski. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. They need to get just over the 45-yard line. Actually, a short 2.
Got a short option there where it did fake to the fullback and then did a quick pitch to the halfback.
Little confusion, but the Huskies get it under control, and the give is to Blows.
Oh, wow.
And, Matt Glass comes in to stop him. And it'll bring up a 4th down. Now we'll go down on the sidelines to Brooke Busing. Brooke. A little bit of technical difficulties. We'll bring it back to Brooke in the middle of the Harborcreek band in just a moment.
Steve, number 80, the tight end Danowski on that last play had a great kick-out block, fabulous form block on the outside linebacker there, and if the tailback would have stayed on that same course, would have had a great hole to run through. I don't know what he saw that he kicked it back to the inside. About
a half yard to go. Big play for the Huskies, and they're going to call a timeout. And with timeout on the field, 8:14 to play in the first half. The score, Iroquois 12, Harborcreek nothing. You're watching Erie County League football live on the Image Sports Network.
That you? Show us a sign.
With their dual-fan motors, the new Sharp Twin Energy vacuums are much more powerful than ordinary vacuums.
Pauline.
Not only that, they pick up many things that would damage ordinary vacuums, plus they're 20% quieter. That way you won't disturb your neighbors with all that power. The Sharp Twin Energy vacuums, they pick up where others leave off.
Get a demonstration at Yaples Vacuum Center, your authorized Sharp dealer.
Back live along with Kevin John Jabinski, I'm Steve Bowen. 12-0 in favor of Iroquois. Harborcreek facing 4th and about a half yard from their own 44. And Kevin, a lot of times people would say, oh, gee, you know, they had to call a timeout. This might be one of the best calls that Harborcreek's made all night. If they get stopped here, that's a huge drop in their emotion. If they do make it, though, and if you get the right play call, it keeps the drive going and keeps their confidence building. I think it's a great call by Coach B.
And you've got a veteran quarterback that recognized the situation and made a great call there in the timeout.
And they go with the sneak. Gianelli gets enough for the first down. He's out over the 46-yard line.
Gianelli's leadership really starting to show here, Steve. And, you know, anybody can play ball, you know, when you're up 32-0. You know, everyone can look like an all-star at that point. But he's down. He's gathering his team together again and really mounting a nice drive down the field. That's and a gutsy call in the 4th down.
Yeah, but almost kind of a no-brainer. Let's see. My center is 6'7", 305, 3-year starter, all ECL. I think we'll do the quarterback sneak over the center. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Showing blitz. Gianelli gets rid of it. Oh, what a great throw under pressure from Cadden. And Sturkey with an outstanding catch.
They had Cadden at an all-out blitz there, and it's Gianelli. Gianelli with the mindset to stay in, get rid of the ball. Again, showing fantastic leadership here as a senior quarterback, and a great pickup.
All the way down to the 42-yard line of Harborcreek. Let's take a look at this play on the Conway and O'Malley instant replay. You see Cadden busting through.
There's Cadden right through, and a nice hit. But look at the ball, just gets there, and a great great field presence as well by that wide receiver to bring the ball in.
Back live on the inside, wing back handoff to Ewell Jackson. He gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage a little bit more. Tackle on the play by Dave Jasinski. It will bring up 2nd down and 10, but not only a great throw by Gianelli, a nice catch by Mike Sturkey for that 1st down.
I like the Huskies opening up the offense a little bit. You're down in the hole. Let's throw the ball and see if we can throw ourselves out of it, and I like that.
Sturkey wide to the right side. Jackson in a slot left, backs in the eye. Quick pass over the middle. Tried to hit either Weaver or Jackson. They were both in the same area, but thrown behind both of them. Sturkey had a great game last week with 6 catches against Girard. So Coach Budiszewski honestly was talking before the game. He said they didn't expect that kind of production, but the kid's confidence level just grew in leaps and bounds. He said he had one of the best weeks of practice that he's ever had from any wide receiver. So we'll see if that continues through the season. 3rd and 10 from the Iroquois 42. Here's Kinter now in motion. Gianelli with the fake and the drop back. Pressure by Jared Jasinski. Iroquois wants a grounding penalty. I think no real harm, so no real foul, but I think there are some people in the stands who might agree with that argument.
Yeah, and really there wasn't much else that Gianelli could do at this point.
Let's take a look at this on the Conway O'Malley instant replay. Well, maybe we'll have another replay a little bit later. Even if we do, it will be brought to you by Conway and O'Malley. Harborcreek now calls timeout. 6:49 to play. Okay, we'll do it now. Boy, there's a wonderful conversation going on between me and some guys you can't hear, but trust me, now we're going to go to the Conway and O'Malley instant replay.
You'll see on the replay that Iroquois was in.
And now they tell us we're not. Okay.
Iroquois was in a 3-deep coverage there. All the wide receivers were covered, including and the tight end as well. Gianelli really had no one to throw to, and the pressure was right in his face at that point. He had no other choice but to try and make something instead of taking the sack.
Great push by Jared Jasinski and really shed his blocker, and Gianelli was about 2 steps into his drop, and he was trying to avoid him. So it's 4th down, and Blos drops back to punt. Back deep for Iroquois is going to be Hubler and Glass. See, with great color commentary, we don't really need the video. You described it perfectly. 6:49 to play. Good defensive stand that time by Iroquois. Blos, nice high kick. Floats it over the far sideline. Oh,
nice.
takes a bounce. Would have been even better. It hit at the 15, and instead of kicking towards the Iroquois goal, it kicked back out of bounds at the 18-yard line. So the Braves will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Stand by 4K, Steve. We're going to go down to Brooke already.
And now we're going to go down to Brooke Busink in the Harborcreek Band, I think. Hi, Brooke.
Hello, Steve. I'm sitting here among trumpets and trombones with the Harborcreek Band. And to my left is Mike. Now, Mike, I watched you guys last week at Girard, and you are just phenomenal. What kind of competitions do you plan on going to this year?
Well, we plan on going to many competitions this year. We have an exhibition this weekend, and we have competitions all the way up to early October. So we're going to have a pretty fun season.
And I think Harborcreek is going to play something for you right now, so I'll let them take it away.
And as we hear the band in the background, Dave Jasinski, that is, on 1st and 10, picked up 5 on a nifty, again, an inside trap play. So brings up 2nd and 5 at the 22-yard line for the Iroquois Braves. And you're not going to see this type of formation from many teams in this area, but boy, they run it well. And just as I say that, they're going to be called for a procedure penalty, a bit of a false start in the backfield.
You know, Steve, the viewer might think that this is a relatively easy formation to run. Basically, you put, your 6 biggest guys in front of you, shoulder to shoulder, and move forward. It takes an incredible amount of discipline and timing to run this type of wedge offense, and not to mention a lot of strength.
From a defense's point of view, does it just look different than a lot of other misdirection offenses, or does the look add to the confusion?
Well, the look certainly adds to the confusion. What you've got here, what they're running now.
Hubler out wide to the right, and Glass now with lots of protection. Tries to hit Hubler across the middle. Again, good defensive coverage by Harborcreek. He had a lot of time, but no one to throw it to.
No, you've got a formation offensively here that really spoofs you. They're clustered together in a power-style offensive formation, and so you've got to. That dictates you have to bring your defense in and think run, and then you've got a play-action fake. You sneak a couple receivers out. You roll out the quarterback. And you've got a downfield attempt at at a reception there, and very difficult defense to defend, or very difficult offense to defend, I'm sorry.
3rd and 10 for the Braves. They have a double wideout, Jasinski and Hubler out to the right side. Glass again with good protection. Underthrows that one and almost picked off by 33, Craig Gorley for Harborcreek. So it'll bring up a 4th down. Certainly not the best of possessions, and in fact the worst one we've seen Iroquois have all night.
I'll tell you, I don't understand what Glass was looking at there. He had Hubler on the left offensive hash, absolutely streaking down, or left offensive sideline, streaking down the field, untouched. I don't know where he was throwing the ball.
Loftus back deep to kick, Blosen single safety. Much better snap this time, and a good kick.
Wow.
Spirals it to Blos at his own 45 across midfield. Oh, breaks a tackle, gets down inside the 40, down to the Iroquois 39, where the Huskies will take over from there. That's a great run back by Justin Blos. He picked up 16 yards on the punt return.
Nice blocks from the returning defense there.
They'll mark it at the 40-yard line. The best starting field position for the Huskies all night. 12-0 in favor of Iroquois. They scored at the 6-minute mark of the first quarter. Dave Jasinski hauling in a 32-yard touchdown pass from Glass. And then Visheko, a pass from Dave Jasinski, 33 yards. Quick slant to Kinter across the middle, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. 14-yard pickup. They ran that play very successfully last week against Girard, and it worked again there.
And a great offensive call. And I wonder, Steve, at this level, why more teams don't run the quick slants. You've got defensive backs that are 7 yards off the ball, giving a little bit of a cushion. Why they don't run those quick 3-5 yard slants more often in this league, I don't know.
Kinter split out to the right side. Sturkey is flanked left. Inside handoff to Vogel, gets inside the 25 down to the 22. A pickup that time of 4, 2nd and 6 for the Huskies.
You know, Steve, you got more than half of this second quarter gone, and the Huskies still very much in the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a timeout on the field called by Iroquois.
That's number 23. That's one of the linebackers, D'Angelo. Looks to have maybe an injury, a finger or something.
Yeah, actually it wasn't a timeout. It was simply a referee's time to allow him to get off the field because he needed a little bit of assistance. Replaced by Pat Merzinski. 2nd and 7, they gave Vogel the 23. Give to Vogel, tries to go left side, breaks a couple of tackles, still going. Boy, that's a tough 3-yard run down to the 20-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go.
Vogel is one of the quickest I-formation fullbacks that I've seen. He really has some great speed, stopped almost on a dime there, and moved downfield.
We'll go to the Conway and O'Malley instant replay on this one. Yeah.
You see here the handoff deep in the backfield. Now watch Vogel make the move here. Watch, he'll stop, boom. And this is what we call running downhill. Look at this. Here's shoulder square.
Here's Gianelli with the pass across the middle. And hits Danowski
again
inside the 10-yard line. Big play, a pickup of 12 yards for the Huskies.
I love all these Polish kids playing.
1st and goal, yeah. I don't know if they flashed your name up there, but I think it takes 2 lines. So we'll take a look at the replay on this one also.
You got the tight end. Yeah, running an out pattern.
Gianelli with a nice throw.
There's Danowski concentrating on the ball. Overran the coverage. Beautiful.
1st and goal to give inside to Blos. stacked up, picks up maybe 1 yard. First on the stop for the Braves is 65. That's Brian Ross.
Nice stop for the Braves there. You know, you come back, you get beat deep on a play like that, and you look to recover right away with your defense. That's, in fact, what they did do.
Second and goal. Pickup of 1 on the play. Kinter split wide to the left. Sturkey flanked right. Backs in the eye behind Gianelli. Kinter comes in motion. Gianelli fake, rolls, throws, corner of the end zone, tried to hit Sturkey. A well-designed play, Kevin, but just a little bit too far.
Gianelli and the offense faked left at that point, faked a handoff left. Had most of the defense committed that way as well. The wide receivers really had outpaced the defensive backs in the end zone, but just little too much powder on the gun there, and Gianelli overthrew the receiver by about a half a yard.
Third down and goal, and my guess is that we're not going to see the field goal unit on this possession.
Oh, boy.
And Gianelli now fumbles the snap. And he loses a couple of yards. Cadden on the tackle. Actually loses 3 back to the 9, and they'll bring up 4th down.
That bug, I'll tell you, is something that can stay with you for an entire season, too. They have got to cure the fumbles. And it's just, Steve, it's a matter of concentration.
Yeah, that time it was on the center snap, the exchange between Gianelli and the center McQuiston. And now the Huskies are trying to figure out what to do, and they call a timeout, and just in time. So with 2:31 to play, the Harborcreek Brain Trust is going to talk it over. This is a huge play, 4th and goal from the 9. Iroquois leads 12-0. You're listening, or you're watching also. I hope you're listening too to Erie County League football on the Image Sports Network.
During my NFL career, I set a lot of records, but they pale in comparison to what Shriners Hospitals for Children have achieved in helping kids. Since 1922, over 500,000 children have received expert medical care totally free of charge. Now, that's a record to be proud of. And there's a Shriners Hospital helping kids in this area. If you know a child with problems with the bones, joints, or muscles, or severe burns that they could help, call this number for more information.
Shriners helping kids, right here in the Erie area.
Along with Kevin John Jabinski, I'm Steve Bowen. 2:31 to play, first half. 4th and goal from the 9. Harborcreek trailing at 12-0. And now they set up in one of those wacky student body left situations. Blos is the lone setback, and now the entire front line moves behind McQuiston, and they're going to kick the field goal. I'm a little surprised here, Kevin. I'm not sure 3 necessarily keeps the momentum going.
I would think this close, you have got to go for it. You throw the ball in the end zone.
Blos's kick is no good. No. Sails wide to the left side. Yeah, I just think, Kevin, honestly, you give it a shot because you just have to use a little bit of testosterone in that situation. If you don't make it, call on your defense. That's not necessarily a failure because you have them back on their own 9-yard line. This way, it's a downer because you missed the kick. Plus, they get it all the way back out to the 20. Lots more room.
Right. Worst case scenario, you run a sweep to the Blos kid. Even if you pick up a yard or 2, you know, you've got the offense backed up to their own goal line. I will never understand that. In 10 years of coaching, I still do not understand why an offense would do that.
And now Glass puts it on the carpet, or the turf, as it were. A loss of 6. He recovers his own fumble. Actually, they'll mark it at the 17. A loss of 3. 2nd and 13 from the 17.
And I'll tell you, Iroquois almost shooting themselves in the foot as well here in the second quarter. A couple fumbles, you know, almost near interceptions, that sort of thing. It seems that the Huskies have somewhat slowed them down.
Well, it's obvious that Iroquois came out hitting on all cylinders, but then when the Husky defense got it into gear, they've really done a fine job, as we see right there. That's a play that in the first quarter might have worked for 5 or 6 yards, works for 2 this time.
Well, and you see what they're doing on the defensive line of the Huskies. They're starting to scrap a little bit in there. They've got their sea legs taken care of. They realize that they're in a ball game here, and you see they're starting to scrap down there, and you got to love that. Number 63, and that's one of the Podskolny brothers. Really fired up down there, and he's a scrapper. He's slanted. You see him slanted.
Glass now with the inside handoff, and it's Dave Jasinski who picks up no yards on the play. Tackle made by Gorley and the other half of the Podskolny tandem. Andy made the play on second down. That time it was Brian. Brings up a 4th down.
And the Big Lebowski was in on that too. Took on 2 blockers and really split the 2 and came in and tried to help with the tackle. You can't say enough about it. Really, that's all defensive line right there. That's not linebackers or anything. That was all defensive line.
Yeah, great push and great penetration. Loftus back to his 5. Blow standing at midfield awaiting the punt. And now Iroquois calls timeout. I'm not sure if they didn't like what they saw from themselves or from Harborcreek. 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. The score is Iroquois 12, Harborcreek nothing. And again, we'll run down the scoring for you at the 6-minute mark. Iroquois got on the board first, 6 minutes of the first quarter, as Dave Jasinski hauled in a 32-yard pass from Matt Glass. The point after attempt failed, 6-0 at that point. Then with 1:54 to play in the first quarter was Brian Vasheko on the receiving end, 33 yards from Dave Jasinski. They went for 2 and it failed also, and that's all the scoring that we have in this game. And Kevin, you hit the nail on the head. It's been the scrap and the guile and the guts of the Harborcreek defense that has, I think, really changed the momentum of this game to where now we're back to even. When it was 12-0 with 1:54 to go in the first quarter, you thought, uh-oh. But this is a battle. And a low snap. Loftus does a nice job of catching it. Gets off a pretty good punt. Hits at his own 48 and bounds into Harborcreek territory all the way down to the 42-yard line.
And a smart play by Cipher there. Number 31, Dan Cipher, for the Huskies, came in to block that punt. Instead of risking hitting the punter, he kind of backed off, let the punt take its course, and you know, we've got 14 seconds left here.
And I'm going to pose the question to you. At your own 42-yard line, you've got 14 seconds to go. Okay, I guess that arm motion means throw it far.
Throw the ball down the field.
And they've got Blow split wide, and they throw it down the middle.
Boy, not
and
there.
It's picked off by Iroquois. The interception made by number 23 for the Braves.
D'Angelo.
That's Eric D'Angelo, who's back in the game.
Well, they had Danowski, the tight end, was the receiver that they were trying to get the ball to there. Ran a quick slant to the inside from his tight end position. And really, to his credit, D'Angelo, the linebacker, just slipped in front and took the ball away.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good play in terms of its design. But as you mentioned, D'Angelo with the good defensive play to thwart that effort. Now you're Iroquois, and you've got 40 or 52 yards to go and 8 seconds to play. You've had success in the passing game up until about 1:54 left in the first quarter, and not only has the line play improved for Harborcreek on the defense, their backfield has really tightened things up.
And my call here, Steve, is that you've got a 12-point lead in a relatively very close second quarter. You sit on the ball. You take a 12-point lead into the locker room with you, and you don't get greedy at this point. You see they're splitting wide receivers quite a bit, really quite far here from the ball, the near sideline.
That's Hubler and 2 Hublers. And Glass is going to run it. Now cuts it back. He's inside Harborcreek territory down to the 40, a 12-yard gain, but I suppose there are a lot of different ways to use up 8 seconds.
Yeah, a smart decision by Glass, pulling the ball down, recognizing the coverage was not right, pulled the ball down and just took off with it. Gained a couple yards, see what he can make out of it. We've got halftime.
Halftime means marching bands, means lots of fun and pageantry. Also means Doug Davis and Brooke Busink from the sidelines with a variety of folks. All that and more when we return with our halftime presentation. The score, Iroquois 12, Harborcreek nothing. You're watching Erie County League football. It's Friday night. It's live. It's the Image Sports Network.
Conway and O'Malley Goodyear.
Go where you wanna go.
Did you know Conway and O'Malley Goodyear is a full-service auto repair center with ASE certified master technicians? Bring your car to Conway and O'Malley Goodyear and they'll fix it right the first time. Plus, there's quality Goodyear tires to fit any budget.
From tires to tune-ups, come see the car care professionals at Conway O'Malley Goodyear today.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear.
It shakes, it mows, it tilts, snow blows, it makes so cold, it really goes. It speaks, it snows, it does it all.
Hoorah, the ultimate power tool.
See Cafferland Sales and Service in Union City.
Tender, juicy, great flavor, and exceptional value. That's what you'll find in every Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham. And Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is good for you because it's 98% fat-free. Perfect for a lower fat, lower sodium diet. Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, freshness is guaranteed because Smith's is family-owned and locally operated in Erie since 1927. Sliced the way you like it in your favorite deli. Insist on Smith's because good taste never goes out of style.
Your Tri-State's largest minivan headquarters is right here at Hume's Chrysler Plymouth Dodge and Jeep in Waterford. We've got 2,000 models arriving here by the hour. Plus, we've still got a nice selection of 99s and all are clearance price to sell now. When you come to the Hume Superstore, you can choose from Dodge Caravans, Plymouth Voyagers, and Chrysler Town & Countries, both front and all-wheel drives, all right here at one convenient location. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
Hello, we're back live here at Harborcreek High School, and with me right now is Dr. Will O'Neill, who is the Assistant Superintendent of Harborcreek High School. Now, Dr. O'Neill, I have been looking at this field and I have heard a lot of talk about an outdoor renovation. Could you care to elaborate on that for me?
Brooke, I could talk for hours on our outdoor renovation. In about 3 weeks to a month, you won't recognize this place as you see it today. We're going to bring in bulldozers and earth movers and everything you can think of, and we're just going to move everything down on this field. We're going to be putting a brand new field in. We're going to be putting an 8-lane track in, all-weather track, new bleachers, and along with our bleachers, we will have locker rooms underneath the bleachers where the teams, both visiting and home teams, will be able to shower, and everything will take place right here on the field. Also, we're going to have new lighting, new press box, new concession stands. It's going to be a state-of-the-art project, and we hope that it will be finished within a year so that next year at this time we'll be able to play our first football game on it. I'm real excited about it, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I've been in the district an awful long time, and this is a dream come true for me and for the whole community. Also, if I can add one more thing, we're going to have an Adopt a Brick program here, and all of the people in the community will be receiving flyers soon, and they will be able to become stakeholders in this project. So they should be on the lookout and help us out in our project.
Now, the Adopt a Brick project, now what exactly would the community members have to do if any of them are watching and are interested? How would they go about adopting a brick?
Okay, the Adopt a Brick program will probably be initiated within the next couple of weeks, and everybody in the community will be receiving a flyer, and on this flyer will be directions on what to do, who to call, how much, what they can put on the brick, and so forth, and then we will turn this over to the company who is going to engrave the bricks, and they'll make a nice little scale model for us, and these bricks will become part of the buildings on this project that we're standing on right now.
Well, that is wonderful. Now, another issue that is of concern is the security measures here at the games. And would you care to elaborate with the
Oh, sure. I would love to elaborate on that. I feel that Harborcreek schools are absolutely the safest schools around. Our kids are safe. Our kids are as safe as they are if they're over there at Kmart tonight or over at Perkins or wherever they're having a Coke or ice cream or whatever the case may be. Tonight at our game, we have extra security on. We don't anticipate any problems. We have a big dance after the game tonight. No problems whatsoever. We feel real comfortable with the security here and in our schools.
That's wonderful. Now, in just a moment, Doug Davis will be back here on the Image Sports Network talking to the athletic directors. We'll be back in a moment.
Are your kids bouncing off the walls? Take them to where bouncing is what they do best. Erie Gymnastics Center. Erie Gymnastics has a program for every member of your family. Erie Gymnastics has moms and tots for the wee little ones, an extensive preschool and kinder program, beginner through advanced classes. Erie Gymnastics offers USA Gymnastics class and team programs, adult safety certified staff, and small class sizes. If it involves flipping, twisting, or bouncing, they do it best. Fall registration going on now. Class sizes are limited.
When you think of finger-licking, mouth-watering, award-winning, hot-off-the-grill barbecue ribs so tender they melt in your mouth, you're thinking Patrick's Family Restaurant. Combo muffled shrimp or chicken? Now you're talking. How about generous portions and home-style cooking, including breakfast served any time of day? If you're thinking great food, you're thinking Patrick's Family Restaurant, locally owned and conveniently located at 4041 Buffalo Road.
It's halftime here at Harborcreek, and our guest is the athletic director, James Bott of Iroquois. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much, Doug. Appreciate you having me on.
Well, we go back a long ways, back to the days of Fort LaBeouf when you played, and of course at Indiana, Pennsylvania, and the great games and the great teams that you played for out there. And then your coaching activities in the county, plus your being an athletic director at Iroquois.
No, I've enjoyed athletics. It's been a big, huge part of my life. Everything I've done, I did play, and I coached at Iroquois for 11 seasons. When my sons played here at Harborcreek, I had a chance to coach here and coach my sons. So I've been a part of Erie County sports for a long time, and I enjoy it.
For the viewers listening, just exactly what are your duties as athletic director at Iroquois?
Well, as an athletic director, it's kind of an all-encompassing job. You end up doing a lot of things, but mainly you want to facilitate so the coaches can coach. So transportation, you got to take care of transportation. We need to get officials scheduled, maintenance people scheduled, order equipment, anything it takes to make it so the coaches can go out there and coach.
When I interviewed both coaches tonight, they said this is really a great rivalry, and certainly in the first half, it's closer than the score indicates.
Yeah, this has been a real good football game, real hard hitting. The efforts of all the kids is great. As always, it doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. When Harborcreek and Iroquois get together, it's going to be an all-out effort from all the kids involved, backyard bragging rights.
What do you look for in the second half?
Well, in the second half, the first half, you had about 3 different times where the ball was turned over, interceptions, fumbles, etc. The team that can make the least amount of mistakes and take advantage of those mistakes will probably be able to hang on and win the game, and we hope Iroquois continues to play well.
I know you had a lot of fond memories over the many years here at Harborcreek and Iroquois. A lot of great players, a lot of great people have come out of both these programs.
Yeah, there have been a lot of great kids that have been out of both schools. I had the opportunity to coach some kids that went on to college, both Harborcreek and Iroquois kids that I had a chance to coach and work with. And Erie County League in general is very well respected. Good league.
I want to thank you for taking time to join us. Best of luck at Iroquois.
Thank you, Doug. My pleasure, and keep up the good work you're doing for Erie County sports. Thank you.
And we'll be back with more right after this on the Image Sports Network.
Conway O'Malley Goodyear.
Go where you wanna go.
Did you
you know Conway and O'Malley Goodyear is a full-service auto repair center with ASE certified master technicians? Bring your car to Conway and O'Malley Goodyear and they'll fix it right the first time. Plus, there's quality Goodyear tires to fit any budget.
From tires to tune-ups, come see the car care professionals at Conway O'Malley Goodyear today.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear.
It shakes, it moves, it tilts, snow blows, it makes so cold, it really goes. It's big, it's small, it does it all.
Hoorah! The ultimate power tool. See Cafferlin Sales and Service in Union City.
Tender, juicy, great flavor, and exceptional value. That's what you'll find in every Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham. And Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is good for you because it's 98% fat-free. Perfect for a lower fat, lower sodium diet. Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, freshness is guaranteed because Smith's is family-owned and locally operated in Erie since 1927. Slice the way you like it in your favorite deli. Insist on Smith's because good taste never goes out of style.
Your Tri-State's largest minivan headquarters is right here at Humes, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep in Waterford. We've got 2,000 models arriving here by the hour. Plus, we've still got a nice selection of 99s, and all are clearance price to sell now. When you come to the Humes Superstore, you can choose from Dodge Caravans, Plymouth Voyagers, and Chrysler Town & Countries, both front and all-wheel drives, all right here at one convenient location. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
Good evening. We're back live here at Harborcreek High School, and with me now is Dave Stuzinski, who is the former athletic director here at Harborcreek High School. Dave, this has just been a phenomenal half. Harborcreek has held Iroquois to 12 points. Would you care to elaborate on your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, this has been a very interesting half because, as you know, Iroquois is one of the favorites to win the ECL this year, and they had a very nice game last year or last week, and we didn't fare too well, but right now we're holding our own. The defense is doing well. If we could prevent the big plays, which is the 2 plays that they scored on the 2 long passes, I think, and eliminate the mistakes that we've made, I think we can get back into this ball game.
So you think there's hope for Harborcreek in the second half to have a bounce back and a comeback and win this game?
Oh, most definitely. You know, the one time they had the ball, you could see they held it for a good 6 minutes, and they marched it down the field. And if they can continue to do that ball control, I'm sure that they are going to be able to get back into the ball game.
Now, as I mentioned, Dave is the former athletic director, and he's just moved to principal of Clark Elementary. How are things going there, Dave?
Oh, fantastic. I'm extremely excited to be working with the young kids. It's an entirely different atmosphere. It's nice to be able to walk into the classroom, work with the students. They all look up to me, as you can tell, and it's been fantastic so far. We've got a veteran staff up there. The teachers are fantastic. They do a great job with the students, and I'm looking forward to an exciting year this year.
That's wonderful. Now we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back live here at Harborcreek High School on the Image Sports Network.
It shakes, it moves, it tilts, snow blows, it makes so cold, it really goes. It's big, it's small, it does it all.
Hoorah! The ultimate power tool. See Cafferlin Sales and Service in Union City.
Tender, juicy, great flavor, and exceptional value. That's what you'll find in every Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham. And Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is good for you because it's 98% fat-free. Perfect for a lower fat, lower sodium diet. Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, freshness is guaranteed because Smith's is family-owned and locally operated in Erie since 1927. Slice the way you like it in your favorite deli. Insist on Smith's because good taste never goes out of style.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here live at Harborcreek High School. I'm Brooke Busing. And now we're going to send it up to Steve Bowen in the booth. Steve?
Thanks a lot, Brooke. Nothing like you and Dougie getting the two tallest people in the stadium here to interview. They should get combat pay. Jim Vought's about 6'5", so is Dave Stasinski. Good job on those. And those are two good guys, and I think a lot of times when we do a game, we focus on the coaching staffs and the players and things like that. But athletic directors in high school do phenomenal efforts to keep their programs going and flowing. It isn't just scheduling games. It's getting buses. It's making sure that programs are done. And Dave did a great job when he was here, and I know Jim's really enjoying it at Iroquois.
Without question, Steve, I'll tell you, it's really that 12th man. Not only the athletic director, but the entire support staff, from the football boosters, the band members, the band boosters, the cheerleaders. It really is a well-oiled machine, and I mean, the athletic director is one of those key cogs in that machine as well.
The Harborcreek band performing. We saw the Iroquois band too, and it was interesting last week, Kevin, with Joe Sanford up here, the former head coach, said it's the first halftime show he'd ever seen. To me, it's, boy, I hate to say this, but it's my favorite part of Friday nights, because we know that the football players put in a lot of work, and people don't realize the work that these folks put in. I had the chance to spend, when I was in college, some time with a large university marching band. I went on the road with them for 3 weeks, and I was blown away by the effort. We see it here with both of these bands. They do a great job.
Well, you talk about you know, the kids just coming out of football camp, and you know, the double sessions, 2-a-days, and everything that the football team does. The bands do pretty much the same thing. They have band camp, and they spend time at the school and you know, walk the field, and I don't think they're allowed to practice on the field, because they wear little trails into the grass and the lawn and everything. I know, at least in the Mill Creek area where I'm from, the McDowell area. I mean, you know, come July, you can start hearing that band practice, you know, as well as the football team throwing the leather in the air. You know, it's great.
And it's amazing the similarities, spacing, formations, motion. Everything is very similar to a football team. A wonderful job.
Yeah, I tell you,
of course, doing the old Glenn Miller standard now, Pennsylvania 6-5,000. We're at halftime here. The score is Iroquois 12, Harborcreek nothing. Along with Kevin John Jabinski, Brooke Busink, and Doug Davis, I'm Steve Bowen. When we return, we'll tell you what we think might happen in the second half. The two teams ready to come back out onto the field, and we're a couple minutes away from the second half. Wonderful game action, and we'll describe that also for you. All that and more when we return. You're watching the Harborcreek Band live on Friday night on the Image Sports Network.
Tri-State's largest minivan headquarters is right here at Humes, Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep in Waterford. We've got 2,000 models arriving here by the hour. Plus, we've still got a nice selection of 99s, and all are clearance price to sell now. When you come to the Humes Superstore, you can choose from Dodge Caravans, Plymouth Voyagers, and Chrysler Town & Countries, both front and all-wheel drives, all right here at one convenient location. Come see us today. We're only 9 miles south of the Mill Creek Mall on Peach Street in Waterford.
Back live at Harborcreek High School. Kevin, when we look at the first half, it was made up of 2 quarters, and they were markedly different quarters. The first quarter was all Iroquois. On their first possession, they take over at their own 30-yard line, and it was about as good a billboard for being ranked number 4 in the state as you'll see. They mixed the pass, they mixed the run, great execution, and just marched down the field, capped off by the Glass to Jasinski 32-yard touchdown pass.
You know, Steve, a lot of coaches will script the first 15 to 20 plays of the game. And I don't know if that was a product of Coach Glass scripting that, and that's why it flowed so well. You know, the kids practice that all week. They know what to expect. They can prepare mentally, play by play in their heads prior to the game. And maybe that was a product of preparing that way and scripting those plays. But very different in the second quarter, where it was kind of ad lib and off-the-cuff play calling. I tell you, the Harbor Creek defense coming up really, really strong.
Yeah, first of all, if he scripted it that way, it's a bestseller, and he can make a lot of money selling that one. They get on the board again with 1:54 to play. A great job of ball handling. Fake the inside handoff. Looks like it's going to be the inside wing back reverse, and Jasinski just steps back, hits Vasheko for 32 yards. As they say in Alabama, Jasinski had a pretty good first half. He catched one and throwed one. But after that, you're right. In the second quarter, certainly Iroquois got away from what seemed to be a very systematic offense.
Yep.
But I think you're right. The Harbor Creek defense had a lot to do with it. A lot of kids stepped up big. Gorley, Dijak, you name it, they were all in there. And the two Pudskolny boys, Brian and Andy, from their defensive tackle spots, actually the whole front line controlled the game in the second quarter.
They really did. They really did. You know, I want to talk a minute about the lack of points for the Huskies on the board. You know, the Iroquois Braves have got 4 senior linebackers returning. They were all 4 starters last year. You know, Glass and Caden, the inside guys, and D'Angelo and Johnson, the outside guys. Last year, they allowed under 10 points per game. So, you know, these aren't slacks here. I mean, these are kids that are well seasoned. They know what it takes to, you know, give a little bit and then take some. And I really think that is what was happening there. They looked to that leadership of those 4 linebackers to come up and make big plays, and indeed they did.
We talked about when Harbor Creek had the 4th and goal from the 9. They went for the field goal and missed it, and we kind of downplayed that. We weren't in favor of it, and yet their defense comes in and stuffs Iroquois again. If you're Dan Budaszewski, what do you tell your kids? Be a fly on the wall in the Harbor Creek locker room.
Well, I'll tell you, you've got to come out with the understanding that you're only 12 points down. 2 scores right now, and solid defense wins this game. You've got to come in with the notion, not so much that it's 0-0, but it's just that you're only down 12 points. You've got to continue to play solid defense as they have, and but more importantly, execute offensively. No more fumbles. Handle that ball like it was, you know, a baby, you know, and care for it and tote it into the end zone, so to speak.
If you're Phil Glass, I think you've got to be a little concerned, but to a point, because for as well as the Husky defense handled his offense in the second quarter, A, you're still up 12-0. B, you get the ball to start the third quarter. I think those are both advantages that, as a coach, maybe I'm wrong. Do you play on that at halftime?
Sure you do. Sure you do. You know, you've got the advantage to score right here. Another score, does it take the Huskies completely out of the game at that point? With the strength of their defense, but the lack of them being able to really move the ball up and down the field, it just may. Another score may do it. It may be the straw that breaks the back of the camel at this point. And I think you have to go from that direction with the Iroquois Braves. You know, you've got to let them know that, you know, hey, this is it. Let's put one more on the board here, and we could very well put this game away. We need some excitement out of both teams, and looking at both teams on the field here, you see the Braves. You know, they're rallied around one another. They're kind of excited, where the Huskies have more of a calmness about them. You know, it's hard to read from this angle, you know, and from this distance. But I don't know. I don't think that there's any replacing adrenaline, whether that's gained in the first quarter coming out, you know, the first snap of the ball, or the first snap of the ball of the second half.
Some people will tell you that workmanlike is the way to handle it. Never too high, never too low. I'm kind of in your corner with, give me kids that are a little juiced up and let the hits take care of taking the edge off of that. But it does remain to be seen. We want to remind you that this is the first of 2 broadcasts this weekend here on the Image Sports Network. We're going to change playing surfaces and probably dress even warmer than we are tonight, when tomorrow night we will present the championship of the Molson Cup, the inaugural Molson Cup. The Erie Otters and 3 other teams are playing tonight. The 2 winners of those games will play tomorrow night. We'll be on the air tomorrow at 8 o'clock. John Cannon with all the play-by-play. And I'm hoping that there aren't a whole lot of either Czechoslovakian or French-Canadian names to pronounce, because I'm going to be doing color commentary for it. Hard to believe hockey started already, but there's a lot of excitement in the Otters camp. New head coach Dave McQueen. Certainly a lot of players back from last year, a tremendous draft, and also the influx of some local players, at least in training camp. As I understand it, camp so far has been hard-hitting, but also very, very effective in terms of picking up McQueen's style. And there are some folks who are quite excited about Dave McQueen being the head coach of the Erie Otters this season. So our first of many Otters broadcasts this season. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, live from the Erie Civic Center. Next week, we'll be right back here for our Friday night Under the Lights Erie County League game as the Huskies entertain the Corey Beavers. 7 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:30 with the kickoff. And another game between 2 teams that have a history. There was a time in the mid to late 80s that Corey and Harborcreek was probably, even if it was the 3rd game of the season, one of the deciding games in the Erie County League final standings. And now it's 2 teams that are really searching for an identity and some momentum. Should be a good game, though. Coach John Zerbe is excited about his team. Harborcreek, as we saw last week and seeing again here in the first half, has a tremendous defense. And I think it's been a bit of a pleasant surprise, honestly, for Coach Budashevsky. If they can get some offensive consistency, this is a team that may not contend for the championship, Kevin, but can cause a whole bunch of headaches for other people.
Yeah, and I tell you, I think really the key here is get the ball to Justin Blos in this second half. You get the ball to this kid enough times, he's a game breaker. He can make some things happen. Throw to him out of the backfield, get him in open space, and let him shake and bake a little bit. And, well, hey, here we go. We got the kickoff.
Hubler back deep, awaiting Blos's kick. Kick is high and right down the middle. Hubler gets it at his own 9, and he breaks it back up the middle. Bit of a scene, little stutter step out over the 25 to the 29-yard line. Down at the bottom of the pile is Kinter for the Huskies, so Iroquois takes over 1st and 10 from their own 29. Matt Glass, the quarterback, in any way, shape, or form in the backfield. We'll see Jared and Dave Jasinski, Matt Cadden and Eric Hubler. The wideouts, Brian Visheko and Kevin Loftus, Dave Frank and Tom Finner. The tackles, Scott Anderson, Bob Appleby. The guards, Jim Vaughn at center. We'll set the Husky defense for you after this play. 1st and 10, Iroquois from their own 29.
This looks familiar.
Yeah, and the give is right up the middle to Jared Jasinski out over the 30 to the 34-yard line. In on the tackle for the Huskies is Gorley and Dijak, also 31, Dan Seifer. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5. It's Renker and Lebowski at the ends. Brian and Andy Pitzkolny are the tackles. Linebackers Dijak and Hall on the outside. Gorley in the middle. Blos, Gianelli, Weaver, and Long in at defensive back. And now Seifer has replaced Hall. Hall was injured in the first half. Give is to the tailback. That's, can't tell if it's 19 or 10. Still can't tell he's being blocked by Big Scott Anderson. It was 19, Hubler.
Yeah, Hubler.
It gets out to the 37-yard line. Mark it at the 38, brings up 3rd and 1.
You know, Steve, they made a living out of these plays, these gut plays in the first quarter. They did real well working the ball down the field, inside handoff, wedge blocking, and then popped a receiver out and threw for the deep touchdown. And maybe the same formula here.
The inside handoff, and I'm not so sure on that. Dijak's on the bottom of the pile. The give was to Cadden, and he didn't make it.
No, a great tackle there by Dijak. And you can see one of the Podskalny brothers, number 63. You could really see him fired up in there. One of the grittiest players on this defensive line. You know, you can't say enough about a kid who really takes things on his shoulders. Undersized, but looking for the big play.
Big play. Glass on the keeper. He might have gotten it with that last lunge. I don't think so, Kevin. I don't. Based on the mark, I don't think he's got it.
Nope.
He's got to get over the 39, and it's right at the 39-yard line. Boy, I tell you, we're about as far away as we can be, but I don't even know why they're bothering to measure. He doesn't have it. This is a courtesy measurement, but, you know, save the legs of those guys running the chains. That's absolutely positively a great stuff that time, and it was the two defensive tackles that shut things down. Brian and Andy Podskalny, numbers 54 and 63 respectively. Huge job by the Harborcreek defense.
They got a little fire in their guts now, and I'll tell you, a great defensive stand. And you know, Iroquois was bringing it right at them, right up the center, showing them where they were going to go, and it was really just man against man right there, and the Huskies stood up and gave it to them.
1st and 10 from the Iroquois 39, trips left. Vogel the only setback. Gianelli rolls left, now gets some pressure, eludes one tackler, eludes
boy. What a stuff.
Inside the 35, down to the 34-yard line.
you look at Gianelli right now. I'll tell you what, this is a kid that wants to win this ball game. He realizes that this game at this point very well could be rested on his shoulders offensively. He's got to be the one to make plays, and you can't argue with the second effort on that play. Little scramble, coverage broke down, kept it, ran for 6 yards.
Take a look at the Conway and O'Malley replay.
You see the defensive end here gets nice penetration, but Gianelli has the mindset to kick it back inside. Again, not trying to do anything with the ball other than tuck it and run.
Now he rolls to his right side. Pass out in the flat. Incomplete, intended for Vogel on a 2nd and 6. Yeah, Tom Humer, the late great Michigan announcer on that play by Gianelli, would have said he broke 22 tackles because everyone missed him twice. Brings up 3rd down and 6 from the 35.
Vogel has got to be more aggressive to the footballs in the air there. The interception was off the pass. It was intended for him in the first half, and this pass I really think that he could have brought down if he really wanted the ball.
3rd and 6, Gianelli on the drop back. Jasinski in and drops him on his back all the way back to the 40. Oh, what a judicious spot, or fortuitous spot for Harborcreek. Threw him back down on the 48-yard line. They mark it at the 44. Still in all, a loss of 10. Blosel kick, Glass and Hubler deep.
Coach Budzinski talked before the game about the biggest challenge this year is rebuilding that offensive line. And you can really see some of the inexperience there when they start throwing in blitzes and twists on the front line. You know, the young kids are not seasoned enough to pick those up and really handle that type of pressure.
Blos's kick inside the 10, downed at the 9. A 35-yard punt with no return, so Iroquois will take over 1st and 10 from their own 9 with 8:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. You know, we talked so much about Harborcreek having to get some offensive consistency. This is a big series for Iroquois. Glass on the quarterback counter. Nice run. Picks up about 9 on the play. Dijak on the tackle. But that's a great spin off of that quarterback option.
You know, you're going to go with, you know, the captain of your team right here. You need a good possession, a good series coming out. You're backed up to your own end zone, and you're going to go with your money player. And Glass took the keeper, gained about 8 yards there, 8 to 9 yards, and yeah, 2nd and 1, yeah, 8-9 yards.
Jasinski is split wide to the left side. Gives straight up the middle to Cadden. Or, no, it wasn't Cadden. Looks like that was Jared Jasinski on that. Dave Jasinski was the wideout. Jared Jasinski out over the 20. to the 21-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Iroquois. Kevin, I think it's one of those situations that the more times they don't have success against this Harborcreek defense, I don't think it necessarily lessens their confidence, but it sure does boost up the Harborcreek defense's confidence.
It certainly does.
And keeps them in the game.
Yeah, definitely.
1st and 10. Give inside. Jasinski again, and he gets about 3. Cipher and Dijak in on the tackle along with Gorley. Actually, they'll only give him 2 out to the 23. Makes it 2nd and 8. Clock moving, 6:40 to play, 3rd quarter. It's a 12-0 Iroquois lead.
You really have to think that there is a little bit of a sense of urgency with the Huskies right now. They've got to really have a good stand here, get the ball turned over, and they've really got to score on their next possession.
Inside handoff. That was Cadden. Gets out over the 25, and now they'll mark him right at the 25. That'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Another big play for both sides of the ball.
You see they're bringing in Hubler now, and you have to be thinking pass at this point. I look for them to show, yeah, they are. They're going to show one of the cluster formations again, the power backfield formation, but look for a pass here.
Yeah, I was going to say, what type of formation do you throw out of? And they throw out of it and hit the tight end Vasheko out over the 35 to the 39. Gianelli on the tackle, but not before they pick up 14 yards, and it's a 1st down. And you hit the nail right on the head, Kevin. It's probably going to be a pass. Let's take a look on the Conway and O'Malley instant replay.
Yeah, nice pass to the left flat. Pacheco with about a 7-8 yard catch. Bring up the 1st down.
Again, they go with that cluster set. Dave Jasinski in motion. Glass keeps it, cuts it out over the 40, out to the 45-yard line.
Get a fake to the fullback on the inside, and then Glass takes an option outside. Really has the option at this point to keep and run upfield with it, or to pitch it off to the wing back, and he decided to keep it and gained about what do we have? About 5 yard gain.
Yeah, picked up 5. Lebowski on the tackle, 2nd and 5. Here's Hubler, split out wide to the left side. Inside handoff, Jared Jasinski cuts it out across midfield into Husky territory, down at the 47-yard line. Dijak on the tackle, but another Iroquois 1st down.
And I'm sorry, Steve.
Go ahead.
If you remember me talking in the 1st half, Steve, you got to watch the guard and the tackle pulling. You watch where they go, and you've got to look to follow the back directly behind. The linebackers have not caught on to that yet, and every time they pull, they follow that pull instead of trailing behind it and making the tackle on the back. They've got to start doing that if they're going to be successful.
Gain of 8 on that last play. Here's Glass, cuts it up inside the 40, down to the 36-yard line. An 11-yard gain. And this is the type of drive that Iroquois needed. I'm sure Phil Glass would have liked to have had something like this in the 2nd quarter. I'm sure with the clock moving, 4:24 to play in the 3rd, he'll take it right about now, because he does 2 things here. If he does give up the ball, Harborcreek has it deep in their own territory. He's taking time off the clock.
I look for another pass here, Steve.
Here's Hubler.
Yep.
And they're going to call illegal formation, some type of procedure call. Not sure what it was.
It's quite possible that Hubler moved before the snap of the ball. He was the wide receiver, split out to the left side, and really was a naked screen. Dropped back a step or 2, took the pass, and then designed to head upfield.
We'll go to a quick replay, see if we can see it here.
Yep, there's Hubler moving.
Yeah, but he's moving backwards. Isn't he allowed to do that? Who knows?
That's a wing tee. I don't have the secret handshake to know this offense.
Mix up in the backfield. I don't think they knew the secret handshake that time either. And the Huskies were all over that. Lebowski and
in the list of offenses to run in the 90s, the wing tee is about my last choice on the long list. This offense confuses and confounds me every time I see it.
Timeout on the field, 3:58 to play third quarter. For a 2nd and 18, Iroquois leads 12-0. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Erie County League football live on a Friday under the lights here on the Image Sports Network.
Happened.
I don't have a clue.
Oh, look, the game's on.
Panasonic introduces the new Performance Plus vacuums with the exclusive Tri-Force motor. Now very powerful is also very quiet. After all, you have the right to remain silent. Panasonic, just slightly ahead of our time.
Contact Doug Yapel for a demonstration of the all-new Tri-Force models at Yapel's Vacuum Center.
We're back live at Harborcreek High School along with Kevin John Jabinski, Brooke Busink, and Doug Davis. I'm Steve Bowen. 2nd and 18 for Iroquois. The ball at the Harborcreek 18. And a handoff to Dave Jasinski, and he'll throw the pass. And it's intercepted by Justin Blos. It was a great bit of trickery by the Braves on the handoff to Jasinski. Let's take a look on the Conway and O'Malley instant replay.
Yeah, once again, as you did, you hand off to the wingback, hand off to the other wingback, which is a quarterback.